Hi, I'm Sally and this is the tutorial for my Japanese cartoon character from Death Note. This is L. This was a request, so I hope you like it and I will show you how to make it now. So let's get started. Okay, so taking your loom in the staggered configuration with the arrows pointing towards you, we're going to make his hair. So taking 2 bands, going down our loom, and we are going down 3 times. 2 and 3, and we're going to place a cap band on this pin here at the end, so just a single band wrapped around the pin 3 times, like that. And we're going to make a total of 6 of these chains of 3. So it's 2, and 3, and as you can see I'm using black bands for this. So cap band, wrap 3 times. And I can't get hold of my bands. Okay. The sun's come out again, so I hope it's not too bright, and I hope you can still see what I'm doing. Okay, so again, cap band. Okay, and we're going to start again up here, doing the exact same thing again, till we've got our 6 little chains of 3. And again a cap band. And we're nearly there with these. So this is my 5th chain. Just need to make another one, so we have 6. And these are the longer parts of his hair. If you want his hair to be longer, you can make them longer still, and just add in more on the chains. But it's quite a difficult hairstyle to do with loom bands. It's all different lengths, and the bands never want to do what you want them to do sometimes. So there I have my 6 chains, and we're going to make these little shorter bits too here. So we're going to go using this line of our loom. We're going to just go down 2, and we're going to do this 4 times. So still with double bands, so 2 bands together, and capping off once you've laid 2 on your loom. And capping it off. And then we're nearly there with the hair, just one more to make. And we can loop it all up. Oops. Okay, so I have got 6 lots of the chains of 3. These are all 2 bands, and the cap bands are just 1. So I've done that 6 times, and then I've got the chains of 2 lots of bands 4 times. So I'm now just going to loop these all up. So you're going inside your cap band, pushing it back and looping it forwards, and then looping that one forwards. And you're doing the same on all of these chains and just looping them all forwards. So pushing the cap band back with the back of your hook, taking the 2 bands and just pulling them forwards. And starting down here again. If I can get the bands, there we go. Oops. Okay, my cap band just slipped off, so I'm just going to replace the 2 bands and replace the cap band. Oops, like so. And then pushing it back and looping forwards. Same thing again. No, I'm not going to be. Oh no. Nearly saved it, but not nearly enough. So I'm just going to have to do this again. If your cap bands do keep doing this and they do keep coming off, then you may find it better to hold it as you loop forwards. Mine generally stay on, so. She says as another one falls off. Today is going to be one of those days where nothing is going to go right with this, I think. Let's hope something goes right. On the plus side, if I've gone ahead a bit too far and you're needing to catch up, at least me having to replace my cap bands gives you a chance to do that. If you have finished looping up and you want to know the next step, you will need to remove all of your little chains and place them on a holding hook, or if you don't have a spare hook to put them on, then you can put them on anything that will hold them, really, a handle of a fork, or I would say put them at the bottom of your loom, but you may find they get in the way when we start to lay the main part of the design. But yeah, fork handle's good. I have a spare hook, so I'm going to remove all of these now with my spare hook so they stay on. So I'm just lifting them off, sliding them down the hook. So you're just going in, lifting them off, sliding down the hook. I'm just going to do this with each of them. Till your loom is clear. Some noisy police car or something going up. They're raising. Sort of like the next road away. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but just in case. That's all that is. It's getting louder. Anyway, so place all your hair to one side. Mustn't get distracted by the vehicle, whatever it is. So we're going to do his arms. So again, taking 2 bands together, we're going down our loom 4 times. So it's 2, 3, and whoops, 4. And then we're going to do one, go down our loom once with 2 bands in a skin colour. Mine's very pale, so it may look like white, but this is a very pale pink. And we're going to cap it off with the skin colour as well. Okay, so same as we did on the hair, so just a single band wrapped 3 times. I'm going to lay out now the other arm. So the exact same thing again. So with 2 bands together, we're going down our loom 4 times. So, and then once with the skin colour. And capping it off. And we're also going to make the legs. I generally lay it out first, as you probably noticed, and then I loop up, but it's entirely up to you how you want to work. So I'm going to lay the legs out, and then I'm going to loop all the arms and legs up together. So for the legs, we are taking blue, so 2 blue bands, and we're going down our loom with the bands 5 times. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to do the same again with the skin colour. We're going to take 2 skin coloured bands and place them down the loom, and then cap it off again with the skin colour, because as far as I can tell, he always has bare feet. So that's why we're using the skin colour and no shoes. We'll do the same again for his other leg. The bands have gone all curly and strange, so a little bit odd. That's 3, 4, 5, and as you'll see, because I didn't anticipate this, you run out of room on your loom, but it's not the end of the world. We can make the foot on our hook, or you can just make it going down this side if that's easier for you. I'm going to just make the foot part on my hook and then add it on. So I'm just going to take a single skin coloured band and I'm going to wrap it around my hook 3 times, and this is in place of the cap band, and then taking the 2 skin coloured bands, placing it on the ends of my hook and holding it around my finger. I'm just going to slide that wrap band around the double bands, place it back on my hook like this, and then I'm just going to place it over the end here, and it will look exactly the same once it's removed. So now I'm going to loop up. So inside the cap band, if you have a cap band, or inside the part that we've just made, we're just looping up, just as normal, just looping straight up inside the cap band, pushing back, getting those 2 skin coloured bands, and then looping forwards. Okay, we're going in, we're doing the arms, so again inside the cap band, looping forwards. Oops. If it feels like that, don't worry. Just hold it on to make sure it doesn't pop off. It's still attached. That's the main thing. Whoop. There's a noisy aeroplane. So, looped up both arms and both legs. Try and get the position right on the camera. There we go. And I'm going to also place these on my holding hook with the hair, but I'm just going to use the other end. So same way again, just placing your hook through and just slide it down, so it'll just sit then on the hook and the arms. And then once we've done these bits, we can start making the main part of his body. So we have arms, legs and hair on a hook. It's a little bit strange. Place them to one side and we're going to start making the body, and we'll add on the hair and the arms and the legs afterwards. So taking 2 black bands, or let's use a different colour for the hair, place them over the top pin just here. Taking another 2 black bands, I have a broken band in there. I'm not sure where that's come from, but never mind. You didn't really need to know that, but hey ho. Placing them diagonally just here, and we're going to do the same here. Thing is now I can't find that band. Never mind, like this. And we're going to go down once on each with black. One, 2, 3, like this. Then we're going to move on and do the skin colour. So again, 2 bands together, and we're going down our loom twice on each row, so down the centre as well. So I'm going to place another one in the centre, so there's a total of 3 down the centre of the skin colour, and we're going to close this off. So same as we've done up here, we're going to place diagonal bands between these pins and between these pins here. Still 2 bands together. Like so. And we're going to place 1 going down in the centre, which will be his neck. I'm saying here, I'm assuming this is a boy. I'm not 100% sure, but to me, it looks like a boy. I'm sorry if she's a girl. I'm pretty sure he's a boy. Oh well. Either way. So we're taking 2 white bands, and we're making the top. You're going diagonally the other way as well. So it's like this. So you've gone diagonally down here. And we're going down 4 times on each side. So still double bands. 2 bands together. Going down 4 times. And same on the other side. And then down the centre, we're going to go a total of 5 times. Still with 2 bands. Now we're going to change and we're going to use blue. So, taking 2 blue bands, you're going all the way down to the end of your loom, which should be 3 times with the blue on each side. I hope you can still see what I'm doing. I think you can. The sun's moved around a bit and it's a bit bright, so hopefully you can still see what's going on. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. We're going to place down 1 down the centre. On here I've done 2, so it's entirely up to you. Actually I might do 2. I'm I'm going to stick and do 2, so it'll be the same. Didn't want to make his body look too long, but I think it'll be okay. So basically you've covered near enough every peg except for these 2 and them here. So they're all covered. We're going to add on the arms and the legs. So the arms are going to go onto these pins here. So just push down all the bands you have on there, taking your holding hook and stretching out these bands and placing them over the pin. Same on this pin here, stretching them out and placing them over, like so. We're going to add on the legs, and these are going down on these 2 bottom pins here. So stretching them out, and again, like so. We're going to make his eyes now, so we're going to take 2 white bands and 1 skin coloured band. We're going to wrap these bands around your hook 3 times, and this is the white band. Okay, so you're wrapping them both around your hook, but separately 3 times, like so. Taking the single skin coloured hook, place it on the end of your skin coloured band, place it on the end of your hook, secure it around your finger, and just slide these bands down the wrap band onto the single band, so it's like this. And we're placing this across his face, and these are going across the 3rd pin down. So 1, 2, 3, they're going here and they're going straight across his face. Like so. And then you can separate the bands, so you have 1 on one side and 1 on the other, so the eyes are just here if you can't see. And then we're going to take our hook in between the eyes on these bands and lift the top band over the pin above. Okay. We're now going to add on the hair. So I'm going to start by using the longer parts of the hair, and I'm going to take 1 and I'm going to place it on the pin just above the eyes and sort of angle it downwards. I'm going to do the same the other side. So you're just stretching the bands out and placing them over, like so. Placing on these 2 pins here, 1 of each, and just have them sticking at whatever angle you wish them to stick at. It's to your own taste, so however you think it looks best. And then we still have 2 of the longer pieces, so I'm going to place them on these 2 lower pins here. So where we've placed the top 2, the first 2 bits of hair, I'm just going to angle them slightly differently. Like so. So it has 3 pieces of hair on each side of the longer pieces. Going to use the smaller pieces now. I'm going to place 2 on this pin, straight at the top. So just going to stretch it out and place it over. Placing it at a slight angle. I'm going to place the other one going at a different angle, so you can still see both. You can always add in more pieces of hair if you wish to. And then the last 2 I'm going to use on this pin here, and this is going to be a sort of fringe. So again, just stretching them out, placing them over and under them at different angles again, so they're not sitting completely on top of each other. Just around the pin they are, but otherwise they're not. So this is what should look like so far. I'm going to add on some triangle bands. So I'm just pushing down any bands that are sitting near the tops of the pins. The first pin we're going to place on, we're going to start at the bottom. I'm going to take a single blue band, and we're going to place it on this pin here, and we're going to go around this pin and place it on this pin. So I'll do it and I'll show you what I mean. So you're going around the centre pin like this. Okay, so instead of having, if it was a triangle band, it'd sit like that, but you're just tucking this band over the pin above. The rest of the bands are just normal triangle bands. Okay, so then we're making a triangle shape directly above that. Same again above that. So we have a total of 3 horizontal triangle bands, including the one at the bottom. Moving on and using white, and we are making triangles all the way up. So there'll be a total of 4 triangle bands. You won't need one right at the very top across his arms. You won't need one there. Okay, so you've got a total of 4 white triangle bands. We're going to move on to the face, taking a single band again, and we're just doing a triangle across this area here, and the eye band will act as the triangle band on these 3 pins. We're going to add 1 across the hair, so we're going to take a single black band, and we're going across the hair here. Possibly can't see it, but there is one there. And now we can begin to loop. So taking your hook, we're going to start by the legs, and we're going to go all the way up to the neck. So going inside the triangle band and the leg, and you're just finding the bottom 2 bands and looping those forwards. So you're only looping 2 bands at a time. Okay, inside the triangle band and loop forwards, and just continue this up. And we're working our way all the way up. Okay, when you get to the arm, just push all of the bands on the arm away, out of the way with your hook, just the bottom 2, and you're looping diagonally inwards. I'm going to go up the centre now. You just loop the very first band, you just loop straight forwards like so, over the top of the band, the triangle band, and then just continue to loop forwards. Oops. And going up the other side, so pulling the leg out the way, just taking the band around. All the triangle bands get pushed out of the way. You're just looping forwards. Okay, again inside the arm, pushing all of those bands out the way, getting the bottom 2 bands and looping inwards. Okay, so looped up the whole of his body up to this pin here, to the bottom of his neck. And I'm going to go in through the centre pin here, so the one that's sort of in between the arms, push back all of the bands except for the bottom 2 skin coloured bands, and you're just going to bring them around the pin very carefully and loop them forwards. And I've got a white band in there as well, I don't quite know where that's come from, so we'll put that back around that pin. So you've only looped forward the 2 skin coloured bands that were at the bottom of this pin. We're now going to go in through this pin, and this time we're going to take the top 2 bands, so the top 2 bands around the pin, and loop them onto whichever pin they've come from. Same again, finding the next 2 that are on top, looping around and back to whichever pin they've come from, and then looping the last 2 forwards if that's where they need to go. Okay, working up the side of the face now, in through all the bands, bottom 2, move the eye band out of the way, bottom 2 forwards, in through all of the hair, finding the bottom 2 bands, and I've got one, so I need to go back and find the other one. I'm just going to have to tilt my loom, otherwise I won't be able to see. It's there. Like so. And then the same again, in, get the bottom 2 bands, and loop them to this. I'm just going to push this hair down, pin right at the top of his head. Okay, starting back down here again, looping forward between the eyes, forward again over the hair, through all the hair, find the bottom 2 bands and loop them up and along the last side of the face. Through all the hair and in through this pin with the hair on and looping around. So this is what you should have once you finish looping. All of the bands should all be in this sort of teardrop shape, showing that you've hooked them correctly, and there should be no bands underneath. You should just have like a surface layer of bands. And once you're at this stage, you can take these 2 bands here that we put on at the very beginning, go in through this very top centre pin, push back all of the bands on that pin, which there are quite a few, and you want to find those bottom 2 bands. And as you can tell, I'm slightly struggling with this. There we go. It's just at the wrong angle, so now I can see. It's a lot easier. And place both ends of the band on to your hook, and then we're going to take the ones that were first on your hook, the top ones here, and pull them right over the ends of your hook. So you've still got one lot on your hook, and the top ones have gone over the end. Pull it tight. Just make sure it's not going across one of the things of hair, so you can go between them or to one side, however you want to go. And once you've tied these bands off, you can remove this from your loom, because it's now secure. Okay, so now he looks a little bit strange because his fringe has gone all weird. So you just need to adjust his hair, and where you've got these bands at the front, these skin coloured bands, you can just move these bands out of the way and push the fringe forwards. Same on the other side, and just move your bands around so that you like what you have. Just tug the hair into different directions and just move it around so that you like what you've made, really. There's no point in having something you're not totally happy with. Okay, just stretch all the hair out. Make sure you got the eyes. I'll show you how to finish the eyes in a moment. Okay, stretch out the arms and the legs and the body, the head if you want to. Okay, these hanging bands will just sort of get lost in the hair anyway, so that's that. Okay, we need to finish off the eyes. At the moment they're just white, and he does have a pupil in the middle, and he has like eyeliner underneath, I think. So I'm just going to use a pen to do this. and I always seem to get it everywhere. So I'm just going to draw in the middle of the white band a little black circle on each as best I can without getting it everywhere. So it's like this, if you can see, I think you can see. And then I'm just going to draw a black line under, sort of on the bottom of the white eye band, just to sort of give it sort of eyeliner type look. There we go. So there we have our finished design of Elle, and hopefully you can see him. I just put my hand there, stop the light shining through. So I hope you've enjoyed making this. Please hit like and comment on this video. Let me know what you think of the design and of the tutorial, and hit subscribe to be notified when I bring out new tutorials, which I'm trying to do about every other day, every couple of days at the moment. I am on Instagram and on Twitter, so you can find me on there. I'm at Sally's Looming, and you can show me pictures of how your designs, your creations have turned out. You can make requests on there if you wish, and any comments. I'm also on Facebook. If you search Sally's Looming, all one word, and you'll find my group on there, where again you can share pictures. It's always lovely to see your pictures and see how your creations have turned out. And again, on Facebook you can make requests and make comments. Alternatively, you can just comment under this video. Any way is good. All 4 ways will get to me, one way or another. So that's that. So thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed making this and you're happy with what you've made, and I'll see you next time. Bye.